If you'd like to sponsor Still Got Game, give us a call at 773-527-2961 or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Hey now! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still Got Game, episode 482. Still Got Game is the official podcast of tooltoplay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And I'm Hitman.
And I am Chris Selden 007 Selden.
Oh, and we are continuing our streak of not missed shows with the same hosts.
Yay!
Yes. Until next week when Selden's gone, then the following week is Hit's going to have Easter Monday, and then the following week will be PAX East, and then we're going to have some...
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
There's going to be a little vacation coming up, but yes. Yeah. So, but we're all here tonight, and we're doing a show.
Isn't the week after that Cinco de Mayo?
That's not, we don't. That's not a.
Oh shit! No, it is for me, motherfucker.
Well, then we can Cinco de Mayo right on this show, motherfucker.
Oh, just tequila.
Yes. Yeah.
Fiesta.
Well, I'll do margaritas and have a good time. So, all right, but we are here. If you're in chat with us and you want us to talk about something during the show, just drop it in there and we'll go from there. And why don't we just hop into the mailbag for feedback and questions from our last episode. And remember, if you want to leave us a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. Rethovin1 comments. Or Rethoven1 comments. I don't know. Fuck it, it's a weird name. Last handful of episodes have been great. Good balance of show to after show. That's what we do.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah. We've been trying to boost our after show size on purpose. God, it just happened. but we did good for a couple episodes. So yes, thank you, Rethoven1. Yes. All right. Next up, Witty Mama asks, with all of the PC talk last week, is that where you're moving to game-wise? I have an older rig, but continue to primarily game on console.
You put that in the after show from last week about your PC.
Oh yeah, all of our big discussion was in that dropped in the after show.
So you let the public know you got cyber power, or
we saw that the card that they picked, which was your number one fear, is one of the top cards.
That's what they're telling you they're putting in it.
No, that part is when they legit send you all the documentation, serial numbers, and all that stuff. So yeah, but I did drop this in the after show. So at least for me, Witty Mama, I've always done cross-platform gaming. I play some games on PC. I play console games. Most of my friends are on console. The entirety of Sea of Thieves, I never played Sea of Thieves on my Xbox once. I played it from my PC with all of my friends that were on Xbox. So
some might say you never played that game at all.
I actually logged a ton of hours into Sea of Thieves.
What is your highest level?
Oh, I don't even know.
Is it in the teens?
No, the problem is that my no, it was well above the teens, but my gaming group, they were not huge fans of Sea of Thieves. They didn't like the hokey gunplay that was not shooter-esque.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves came about right when Destiny was dying for our group, and I know that you guys definitely moved over to it, and I was kind of like, I dabbled in it a little bit, but I definitely never got heavy into Sea of Thieves, so I kept running Destiny by myself with looking for group.
Some might say you still are.
So true. But yeah, so Hit, you have all the stuff. You play some console games, right? No.
If I had to do a ratio, it would be like 90 to 10. And that's only, I'm being very generous because it's huge estimate, but it could even be higher than that, like 95.5.
Yeah, well, I think it's the newer your PC is. Like back when when my previous gaming rig was new, I would say I was closer to 75 console, 25 PC, and then as the PC aged, I moved more to console. And Selden, I know you're in the 2080 series of cards, so you're in mid generation life. So what's your
Yeah.
balance?
I would say I'm probably still 80-20, 80 console, 20 PC. But generally the games I'm playing on the PC are the same one I'm playing on the console upstairs. So just with the cross save, it's just easier. So sometimes but yeah, I see myself as staying more console oriented, even if I got a new PC. Just because I'm that couch player. So
Oh, that's right. We forgot that you play wrong.
Okay, so you watched Squid Game, right, Selden?
yeah.
Okay, do you remember that one game where they had to like pick one of the four symbols, right? And then they had
Cookies?
the cookies, right?
Yeah.
But everyone at the beginning, everyone had to pick one. They didn't know what they were picking for, right?
Yep.
Right.
Okay, so like let's say hypothetically you entered that room. There are two doors. Okay, it's either the Xbox logo or the PC or console and PC logos. Okay, you have to choose one. This is a life or death situation. Which one? Which one are you choosing?
Console, because I'm more comfortable there. So
okay,
it's familiar. So
yes,
more familiar. It's a lot less complicated.
It sure is. All right. Next comment. Shoots and scores comments. Got turned on your show by a couple friends, and I have really enjoyed what I have heard so far. You are the first podcast I've listened to. I have been an Audible audiobooks guy until now.
Wow. Well, I got good news for you. Shoots and scores. It's only going up from here.
Up from number one? Yeah. Oh.
It's not a downhill from here. You're gonna experience a lot of good stuff on your way up.
Yeah, I found this comment had to go in because this is literally we've been doing this show since 2005 or at least I have. So
yes. There's that we again.
We're talking 17 years into a show, and there's still people that have never listened to a single podcast, which had never occurred to me at all.
Of everyone that I know,
yeah,
like here, close, nobody listens to podcasts. Weird. I'm the weirdo for listening to podcasts.
Oh,
yeah.
I feel like here in the States, it's
I still have a lot of people that like a radio, or music, than listening to a podcast.
Yeah, I would say like outside of my gaming group and my online, I don't think any of my the guys I play volleyball with or hike with, nobody listens to podcasts.
Like profanity guys,
with, I don't think there's a lot of
anyone in profanity listens to podcasts. No.
So are we just in this weird micro universe?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, I think that the podcast listener is definitely like a niche market. I think it's the audiobook people can definitely swing over to a podcast without much of a problem, but you tell some people that you got to start listening to some podcasts, they're like, what?
How? Why would I
want to listen to somebody talk to me for an hour?
You mean Joe Radio that just gets in his car and turns on to whatever's coming over the FM airwaves?
Yeah, basically. Yeah,
I guess that is.
I know. I don't understand it. So just to clarify, I how do you not, like what? You can't, my rationale is like you can't listen to music and the radio all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta change it up, right? Like, your mood.
Like I feel
sometimes I feel like listening to music. Sometimes I feel like listening to the fucking Giant Bomb. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like we heard all these stories on like the mainstream news that like everyone was getting sucked into these like true crime podcasts and like, so that's when I thought it went mainstream, but maybe it still hasn't gone mainstream. like to catch a killer or whatever that one was that everyone was listening to.
Canadian murder mysteries or whatever.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan. Don't even start me on that prick. But yeah.
But I think there's a lot of people out there that still have not experienced a podcast, and like when they ask, they're like, "Oh, what one should I listen to?" You're like, "Well, besides mine, you throw out the big ones that you know." So, but it's such a you can funnel into so many different topics, so it's like it's hard to recommend a podcast. Like, okay, we're gaming.
It's so personalized.
Yes, yeah. Well,
like I
that's
listen
what
to
people
so
should
many,
like about it.
so many variety of stuff, and like it's all from like likes of mine. Like I listen to some reality TV podcasts, Survivor, Big Brother, stuff like that.
Mm.
Then like gaming stuff and like movies, TV shows.
Yeah, like
I don't know if I've ever said this, but I like one of the reasons why I don't like binging shows is because like especially for shows like Game of Thrones, I like to watch the episode, absorb it, like take the week to absorb a lot, and in between that week, listen to podcasts and like listen to them break down like the episode, and
yeah.
I love like not every show, but like the big shows I like to do that for.
No, I did that for Lost. And for
Yeah,
Lost,
I did that for Lost too.
Lost, the podcast was actually with Damon Lindelof and
Damon Lindelof,
the two of those guys did the show, and I thought that was fantastic. It's like, here's the episode,
to explain,
and then they're gonna spoon feed you what you fucking missed, and then
right.
Like, oh yes, I like this, but yeah, this is just an awakening for me that the whole world aren't podcast people at this point. So.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, and we'll have a bunch of people write in being like, "It's wrong. I listen to podcasts."
Yeah, but that's coming from a podcast listener.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
that's true.
By some random Joe out there on the bus is going to write into us and say, "I don't listen to podcasts at all."
Our audience is jaded because we know that they listen to podcasts.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
Oh, all right. And last but certainly not least, Altius asks, what are your thoughts on E3 canceling even its virtual show this year? Can they make a comeback? Cue Hitman.
I'm going to go buy a 40.
Dude,
I'm going to buy a 40 of OE. I'm going to pour one out for them.
All I'm going to say is, like, I've been saying this for fucking years. Okay? Years. The pandemic only just proved the fact that, not even just for this, but for, like, work from home, like, every aspect of us, like, isolating from the pandemic is, like, shown positives that, you wouldn't have seen unless you actually went and did it. E3 is an example. Everyone for 2 years just did digital shit, and it was more popular than ever. Like, it just proved that you don't need to have an in-person event.
So then why aren't they doing a digital event then?
Because maybe they thought, like, why are we spending all this money to do all this stuff? Like, well, we could just be saving for next year. Like, they didn't say that E3 is dead. We think it's dead, but they're gonna make an attempt to do another show.
Oh, I hope it comes back.
So to that second part of the question, can they make a comeback? They will try to do a comeback. They have to, right? Even just for the sake of history and tradition.
I feel like that's all the ESA lives for is
right.
Yeah.
So they'll try. Whether or not they're successful is yet to be determined. I don't think so. I think the way this plays out is that they try to come back next year, and maybe for like 2 or 3 years of like declining everything, and they just end it.
I think they're done. I don't think
you don't think they come back next year.
I think the people at E3 are going to try to push to make it come back, but the people that are paying for booth space, the people that are putting up shows, they're like, fine, we don't need E3. If we want to show something, we'll do it at one of the penny arcades, or we'll do our own little pressers and stuff like that.
Did they ever say why?
Still done.
So
I
did see a why. So basically what they were doing is they were banking on the fact that there was going to be, it would be acceptable to do an in-person event. And they waited so long that when they finally started telling people, not consumers, but the booth purchasers, when they finally told them, all right, we are going to do an in-person event this June, they're like, well, now we don't have enough time to scramble. And like, when we build those booths, like we're starting building booths back in December for a June show. And so they got, from even the people that would go and present, forget the people that have already dropped off, like your EAs and your Microsofts and all these guys, but for the people that used to buy booths, it wasn't enough time. So I think that's why they're going to give another chance.
I thought they said before that they weren't going to do an in-person event this year. They were just going to do digital again. Am I wrong?
No, what I'm saying is, even for that announcement that it wasn't going to be, like, we covered this on the show like a month or two ago. So when they announced that this is the news that just came out, was that they were actually hoping that there was going to be an in-person this year. And then by the time they finally went back to those people, it was too late to bring them in. So that's why they ended up canceling the in-person show. That was the part we were missing.
No.
Wasn't there a couple of years ago, even before the pandemic hit, wasn't one of the big deco people, the big booth builder companies, pulled out of it? E3? There was...
Well, they all have their own sources where they build their booths, but like, we know that EA had been gone. We know that Microsoft had been gone. We know that what do you call it? Who does Activision? Activision was gone. Like, all these big name booths had already dropped out. They'd already narrowed it down to, like, well, the last time Tiff and I went, there were huge parts of the West Hall that were empty, like wide open with no booths. So, yeah, people are seeing different value than they saw even 10 years ago. The return on their investment.
I also wonder how much of this has to do with COVID. Just not ready to fully go back. Like, I was listening to Giant Bomb today, and they were talking about one of the stories was GDC and like how
it was super
and
low
I was
attendance.
seeing
Yeah.
no, but like I was seeing a number of attendees got COVID from attending. There was a huge like surge, and they were talking how like yeah, maybe it's too early and like to have such a large event, like, you know, like, I don't know. I was wondering like how much of a trickle effect are we gonna have in the next, like, say 3 years, where like things slowly start, you know, how we were saying last week, how the numbers might go back up. It's not gonna go back up to 100% like how it was at the last event that they had, right?
Yep.
Like, I wonder how much of a curve is gonna take until it's back up to maybe they realize that they're like, maybe we should just not do an event and wait. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, a couple weeks ago at poker, I was talking to Kev, and he's got an event in
Well, I know events
Philly
are happening.
Week. Like, the con circuit is
I
back.
the
and wide
cons I
open.
know the cons are going. Like, WonderCon was just this weekend. A
Yeah,
couple of my buddies went, and they were telling me like there was barely anyone there.
Yeah.
Like he took pictures. He's like, look at this place, it's empty. And like, I just wonder how many attendees and vendors are just not ready to go back yet.
I
You know,
guess
they need a gradual return.
Yeah, I guess we'll see in 3 weeks when Tiff and I go to PAX East, and we'll see what the
Yeah.
We're very familiar with what that place is like.
Well, even
not
Selden
in a
said last
pandemic.
week, he's like, there's still tickets available.
Yeah,
Like, that never used to be a thing, right? Like, right?
No,
like,
no.
I'm if you didn't get it the day they announced, you were like me.
You might be able to get just Sunday for a couple weeks, and then even Sunday would sell out. So yeah. But
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. Well, great questions and feedback, guys. If any of you want to call and let us give us a question or comment on the show, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. And on that, why don't we hop on over to what we're playing? Hit, what have you been playing this week?
Do we usually do what we're playing before new releases?
Always, yeah.
Oh, for some reason I always thought it was the other way around. I don't know.
No, that part of the like, I just blow away what's written under it, but the outline hasn't been edited in probably 10 years.
What have I been playing? Sea of Thieves. Getting back into that. Halo. Doing my challenges. There was finally a worthy ultimate reward this week.
Mhm.
I think that's it. I didn't really play much other than that this week. What about you, Selden?
Been Elden Ring and Tunic. That's pretty much it. Tunic, I completed the game. Now I'm just going back to get the alternate ending by doing all the collectibles and
Oh,
finding all
no
the secrets.
spoilers. No spoilers.
Nope, I'm not going to talk about it other than that. But but Elden Ring, just the constant grind, just exploring and getting killed and exploring and getting killed. So that's pretty much all I've been playing. How about you, Derek?
All I played this week was Halo Infinite. Although I got everything squared away to play some Tunic on my backbone with my phone. So, like I made sure it fired up, but I just didn't have any free time at all. So it is what it is. It's been a busy couple weeks. Plus it was tax season. I had to do taxes.
Taxes are awesome.
Taxes suck. Oh, yes. So, yep. All right. Well, on that, why don't we hop on over into the new releases? First new release out this week is Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. This is out on Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and PC. I think I'm picking this up.
I'm half tempted to pick it up. It was right there. I know that if you're part of the Xbox Rewards program where you do all their surveys and stuff like that, there's a lot of incentives out there to get like a lot of bonus points to turn back into cash if you activate it before you purchase the game. So if I do, I know I have a lot of cash, credits built up on there. So maybe I'll use the credits to buy the game and get more credits back. So
Nice.
But I always enjoy the Star Wars Lego games, though, and this one's supposed to be pretty good from what I heard. So,
plus it's been a while since we played any of these things. Like there were a bunch of throwaways. But were you ever a big Lego guy?
Nah, no interest.
Yeah, I guess for us, the interest came when the kids were little. These were great games to play with kids, and then you kind of miss that Lego game thing. And I figured that the Skywalker Saga is probably the opportune point to jump back in. So, all right. Well, the other major new release out this week is MLB The Show 22, out for the Xbox, the PlayStation, and the Switch. And this thing's on fucking Game Pass day one, motherfuckers. How the tables have turned, Sony. So I know.
Is anyone getting it?
It's free. Selden gets everything.
but
it's free.
Yeah, I'll probably download it and I'll probably play a few games of it.
So nobody bought the early access bundle
Why would you buy it when you get it for free?
because you can play the game. There's a Game Pass perk. You can play the game 5 days early.
No.
You know about this? I did not know about this.
I didn't really care about it because I like whether I play 5 days earlier or 5 days later.
It was a news story. I'm actually surprised we didn't talk about it because we're pissed that you don't get to own the game after you buy it.
Wait,
people are like, "What the fuck?"
If you legit buy it, or if you just get it free from Game
Pass?
When
you buy this special bundle that only Game Pass people can get. Yeah. It costs like $50, $60, and you get to play the game 5 days early. Like people are already playing now.
But it's still a game that can fall off of Game Pass.
Huh?
Is that what you're saying? Like, technically, Halo and Sea of Thieves can eventually fall off of Game Pass, where you no longer have them for free.
Correct.
So, people paid $50 for MLB The Show that can eventually fall off of Game Pass, and they have nothing.
Thinking that they own the game for that amount of money.
But they don't.
Because they're like, they spent a lot of money, and they thought they're going to get a copy of the game with this bundle.
Yeah. But no, it's just to play early, and then...
It's just a place to get a player, basically.
Yeah. Well, that's a large.
I saw that thing and I was like, "How much are you charging for this?" I I'm like, what? I'm just gonna wait
Does
till
it, does it
Tuesday.
contain like in-game currency and stuff like that?
I feel like it might come with like some little knickknacks, but I don't know. Nothing worth. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'll look it up right now, real quick. MLB the Show 22 bundle,
Yeah, especially for a
early
party.
access bundle.
Yeah, especially for a third-party title. Like, I
Literally
would
called.
never risk buying something.
All right, here we go. Here we go. 4 days early access for Game Pass users. 2 gold choice packs. 10 show packs. 1 one ball player pack. Double daily login rewards and 10,000 stubs.
So really, you're just buying
So
everything except for the 4
Yeah.
days early.
I don't even know what any of that shit is.
Those are the in-game
in-game,
currency.
yes.
Those the
How many
in-game
fucking
loots.
in-game currencies are there?
Oh,
Choice pack, show pack, ball player pack, daily
probably like
login rewards, and stubs. What is a stub? Like what the?
no idea.
A ticket stub, so you can put it on your like logo or your
We
gamer card in
are
the game or something. Probably.
doomed.
And there's probably some
Dude.
oldie time uniforms. There's the special throwback players.
Yeah, for me,
the
it's
player
50
packs
bucks.
and
The reason why I saw it as a story is because it's kind of fucked up that they only offer this for Xbox users. Xbox users could be playing the Sony game 5 days early.
Yeah.
Like
That's
that, like
fucked up.
that's why I saw it as a news story because it was like really fucked up.
Yeah, I didn't even see that as a story, but yeah. that's crazy. But I may play.
But yeah, I'm getting that. I'm waiting. I think actually I think it's up now.
Tomorrow.
Or it I saw that it was
It drops the 5th.
there's a time it was like 8 p.m. something. I got converted it and it was like a few hours before midnight.
Yeah,
I don't know. Anyway,
fair enough.
yeah, I mean,
it's preloaded.
I'll-
Mine's preloaded, ready to go. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna download it. I'll play a few games, just like the show 21. I was like, I only maybe played like 10 to 15 games, and then I deleted it off the hard drive.
Yep.
So it'll be the same thing again. It's just I'm just not that much into the sports games anymore. So
Fair enough.
definitely not an xCloud game.
No.
no,
No.
A lot of
Hitting is-
strikeouts.
Yeah, hitting is a thing. Yep. All right. On that, why don't we hop on over into gaming news? And I'll just jump on the first story to get it out of the way. A Monkey Island sequel from creator Ron Gilbert is coming this year. So for you Monkey Island fans out there, this has been the buzz of the gaming internets today. It really is a callback to a time of old. The original developer coming back and doing another Monkey Island game. A super fun franchise from back in the early days of PC. I am super interested in this. I picked up the last Monkey Island game that came out, which was back in 2009. That was after 30-something years of no Monkey Island games, so I'm definitely looking forward to this.
Did you, by any chance, play the reason why Monkey Island became a thing?
Are you talking about Tunic?
No, Sea of Thieves.
Oh,
It got the buzz going on Monkey Island
no.
from the that I don't know. Did you do it? The Easter egg and Sea of Thieves?
No, what's
Pirates,
the Easter egg?
Pirates Life. They have a huge Monkey Island Easter egg in there.
Oh, nice. No,
If you do like this crazy puzzle,
no. Nice.
Yeah. got a lot of buzz because it was kind of cool what they did, and then now they have this.
Obviously lit the fire under Ron Gilbert. Nice.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
it was one
You're
actually
going with the old
my favorite part of the Pirates Life storyline.
Nice.
The Jack Sparrow
Jack
thing.
Sparrow one. Yep. I'm all for this.
It's the nostalgia factor of the old point and click, or the you only have 4 lines of text to choose from dialogue box things.
Yeah.
Those always get me, and then I start playing it, and this interests me a little bit, but I just don't know if I can pull the trigger on it when it comes out. We'll see.
Zelda, the naysayer. All right. Next story.
I mean, I feel like we already talked about this story, but is this the end of E3?
We kind of did talk about this, but
We did talk about this.
This story is from GameIndustry.biz.
yeah.
E3 faces new competition and identity crisis and uncertainty around physical events. To most people, the question whether E3 is dead or alive is a relevant one. Yeah, I feel like we talked about this, right?
Yeah, I just hope it's not dead. I really do.
I think you will go to at least one more, Derek.
I hope so.
At least
I
one
gotta go to
more.
Packers party
But
one more
I
time
think
and go out.
I
in
think
style.
those are numbered. I think those are numbered. Yeah.
It'll be a sad day when we finally tip our drinks to the death of E3, but yeah, I'm holding out hope until it's time.
If
death is
E3
called.
dies, what kind of effect will it have? Will other events suffer?
I don't think the consumer.
Will there
focused
be
events
a
will
need?
suffer.
No.
No, this is an industry event.
Don't
Don't
so
you remember me bitching when they let in 10,000 green badges into E3?
You don't think PAX is dying?
Unwashed masses? Fuck those guys.
Yes.
E3 was for the elite, not for these punks. Go to PAX.
You think PAX East will die after this?
Oh, I don't think so. I think that this is more of a sign of what happens with your GDCs or your South by Southwests, your Comic Cons.
South by Southwest, for sure. PAX is PAX South not a thing anymore, right? They got rid of it.
I think they did get rid of it last year, right?
Yeah, I think they got rid of it. Yeah.
So it's just PAX East and PAX Prime and PAX Australia.
No, PAX West.
Oh, PAX West. Sorry, it's no longer
West.
Prime. Yeah,
it's no longer the Prime.
It was offensive to call it Prime. Yes, I forgot that. Yeah. PAX West, PAX East, and PAX Australia. Oh, and then PAX Unplugged in Philly for the tabletop people.
Yeah, that's getting cut.
I don't know. My brother goes to that one every year.
It doesn't mean anything.
No. He also goes to PAX East, but
who's your brother? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, as Derek said, maybe he's not dead, but me and Selden, we think it's probably dead. Selden thinks it's dead right away. I think it's going to slowly die.
I don't know. It's like there's so many industries that use that as a connecting point because they know everyone's going to be in LA at that time. And that's what Packers Party is. That's where.
But they got by 2 years of not.
I know, but it's going to be killing Wedbush. They probably want your Mike Morhaimes from Blizzard. You want your Phil Spencer's hobsnobbing with your media guys and with in your hip hop gamers and it's just that Packers Party is so hard to put into words exactly what it is, but it is the most phenomenal intersection of gaming culture and gaming influencers that there is in the world. And it hinges on E3 getting all those people in the same town at the same time.
It sounds like something that could be handled by a Skype meeting.
Spoken like
it sounds like something that for 2 years hasn't been a problem. So why, everyone seemed to get by for 2 years.
Just because we did it doesn't mean it's right.
But we went through it and we saved a ton of money.
but we did everything half-assed, and people day drank, and they did shitty jobs, and
And we
phoned
still got
it
the
in.
message across, and we still got a ton of money.
Yeah, and they phoned it in, and we were
Yeah, maybe
not as
Derek's right.
efficient
Maybe
as
this is-
possible. Yes.
Maybe this is the key factor of why we've had shit release games for the last year and a half, because
Yeah.
we haven't had an E3 after party to bring it all together.
Yeah. People had no accountability. They were home doing their own thing. You can't watch people at home. Just saying.
You can
Yeah,
but
if they're
it's
live streaming.
really bad.
All right, next story.
All right, PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium are Sony's take on the Xbox Game Pass, brought to us by every news outlet in the industry over the last couple weeks. PlayStation has finally announced their 3 tiers that they're going to be putting out for the subscription service. It's PlayStation Plus, the PlayStation Now are going into these, and I personally think it was a little lackluster on their
A
announcement.
little?
Like massively, like so much so that their president came out and said, "Oh, we're not putting our AAA tier 1 titles on this because it would break our model." Like literally, like Microsoft has no problem putting their top tier AAA titles on it, but they're like, "No, we're going to sell these things still."
This is a shitty service. Let me just say this right now.
Dog shit. Yes.
Like the games that you can play on it are like there's like a handful, and like
In the top tier, you get to pay for games that were 20, 30
PlayStation
years
3
old.
games are only on the cloud.
Yep.
Like you
yep.
can't even what?
They still haven't figured out how to do those natively.
Like,
on
are
the
you
yeah.
kidding me? Like this seems like a disaster. This seems like what can we do to counter Game Pass? Somebody, please, in the room. And they're like duct tape this thing together. Like, here you go.
Yeah. Someone in the back was like, "Give them our first party new release titles," and then they're like, "Oh, no way,
Fired.
Fire that man."
How dare you? No,
there's no way this cloud gaming option is gonna be good at all, right? Like,
you know, like xCloud is it's okay, but we know there's shortcomings to it. It has advantages, but for anything that requires zero latency or like it sucks.
yeah, like if Microsoft's network is like the way it is, like as we know it, like they have all that power behind it.
Yeah, the
Sony
Azure
doesn't
cloud
have
stuff.
that.
No,
Yeah,
Sony
doesn't have that.
No.
This thing's gonna be shittier than xCloud for sure.
Faux show. Yeah.
Yes, and xCloud has always toted the idea that if you're playing on a cloud, one of the cloud games, you're basically playing on a Series X server farm, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas PlayStation's nowhere even close to that infrastructure, I don't think so.
They're like, you're playing on an emulator running in a VM. Yeah.
But
So.
I will say the one positive thing that I took out of their announcement is taking out the fact that you can backdoor the Xbox service and get each month converted for $1 or whatever. I like their plan to offer a discount for buying a year's worth of service up front. So you're basically getting like $40, $50 off the yearly subscription. Now, if Xbox ever takes away the converting the Xbox Game Pass trick, then that definitely is a benefit if you're looking at the PlayStation side of getting that discount for buying a year. Yeah. So I would like to see Microsoft come out and offer something like as a yearly discount like that. So,
well, funny you say that. Is there a segue maybe?
Oh, do you want the next story?
No, it's taking you. It's one story, man. Segue into the next one.
It's the next story. God damn it! I want to say next story. Next story.
Or you want to take it?
No, I'm not taking it. It's part of you take it. It's part of the, it's called a segue.
Oh, hey, guess what? Xbox Game Pass will reportedly get a family plan later this year.
Who knows? Woo.
Not a lot of information has come out on this, but it was leaked shortly after the PlayStation announcement of their going to a 3-tier system. But it looks like Xbox is in talks of releasing this family plan so that you're no longer having to have one household with 5 different gamer tags with 5 different Game Pass subscriptions. Hopefully, you'll be able to get all 5 family or 4 family members onto one plan. And you only have to pay one time. So no details, awesome. I think, on the prices or anything like that of it, or if there's an upscale for adding additional members within it, but not a full subscription cost. That will be reportedly seen later.
No, this is.
I think it's about time. So,
yeah. Well, because in our house we've always had at least 2 ultimate subscriptions. So Tiff and I share one, and the boys share one, and then once Tiff started doing her competitive league, she was like, well, I want to get all the cool Halo shit that's coming out. So then she bought a 3-month ultimate to get all those stupid cosmetics and shit that were coming down from being an ultimate person. So now we're paying for, so I'd rather just pay for ultimate for 5 people and give me a discount on the whole thing. No.
Why not just buy the individual part, like eBay or something? Why spend all that money? You could have got that thing for like $5 on eBay.
Well, because she also wanted...
People are selling their codes on there all the time.
I know, but she also wanted to make sure that she had... Because her home Xbox is my Xbox. My home Xbox is her Xbox up by the TV where lazy people play. And then when she moved down to play like a real gamer on her monitor, and with the 3rd Series X we have... that would have been an issue because it didn't line up console to console, so she needed it there. Selden, you got my low-key dig there, by the way?
I got it.
Yeah. Couch casuals, filthy casual. Yep.
Still playing games though.
So I'm all for this this change, and I can't wait.
Yeah, because even though you can game the system so you can have multiple people on one subscription, it would just be so much easier and so much better just to say, like, okay, it's a family subscription. Anybody can play the titles that I bought under the main at any time. We can have multiple people on those same games within the household. It would just make it so much easier at this point going forward. So
absolutely, like the original Xbox Live family plan was the greatest thing that was invented during that generation. So it's long overdue. But... all right, Hitman. I never call you.
No,
Hitman.
somebody take the next junk story, and then we'll get into the meat of it.
Oh, Seldon, do you want to take this story? Is the one that's being referred to as the junk story?
I thought we've talked about this a few times.
Oh no, this is double from what we talked about last week. Then I'll take it.
Keep talking about that. That's why I call
this would be the 3rd week in a row we talked about it.
This is what I've been saying. Thank you, Seldon.
All right, next story. Epic Games and Xbox, which is the new change.
Xbox is
raise $144 million for Ukraine through Fortnite fundraiser. So what Microsoft did is they said, oh, well, Epic Games, if you're not taking your profits, we're not going to take our cut from people buying Fortnite shit on Xbox or PC. And what that has done is effectively doubled since last week when we said 70-something million to 144 million in 1 week for Ukraine. So cool on Microsoft. Cool on continuing cool on Epic Games, but yeah, that's a super. It's a non-trivial amount of money. $144 fucking million of people buying fucking jerk off like the Rock skins or whatever they're buying. Like, this is fucked up. The fact that there's even a $144 million market for dumb shit in Fortnite.
I feel like me and Sullen don't think it's fucked up.
You think that people should spend 144 million on cosmetics in Fortnite?
They do whatever they want, man. I don't give a fuck. What do I care?
It doesn't affect me. until they're at my door, and then I'll care. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. All right. So that's that story. Next story. Hit.
Story's very. I don't know if I like that term for that one, but so that was more like an update since we, talked about it 3 weeks in a row. Anyway, the main story of the night, Derek D. Smooth. Yeah, we're talking Halo. Okay, we got 3 stories here. So here we go. First one, Halo Infinite Season 2 adds new maps, weapons changes. Jeff, how do you say his last name? I'm terrible with last names. Yeah, I don't even want to try. His voice is back for Big Team Battle.
Nice.
This part of the story is coming from GameStop.
This actual story. Why do you have to break the third
Season
wall?
2 is coming on May 3rd. It's being called Lone Wolves. I think we knew this, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like a massive update. The reason why I think this is like one story, unlike Derek thinks this is 3 stories, is this all comes from like this basically the same stories like from their blog posts where they released like the Lord of the Ring of blog posts, right? I felt like it took me like the whole weekend to read that thing. It was so freaking long.
It was
I had so much
convoluted.
shit in it.
Yeah.
So this is one of the things that they talk about in it is they got 2 new maps, one for Arena, one for Big Team. Some slight weapon changes throughout all the weapons. Some are getting nerfed, some are getting bumped. Jeff's voice is coming back for Big Team after they said that they heard the community. So his voice is coming back. What do you guys think?
2 fucking
Well,
maps.
no. For you, it's 2 maps. For me, it's 1. As someone that doesn't play big, chaotic, not fun, annoying battle, it's 1 map for me.
We knew it was coming. We knew we were going to be given only a pittance of what we want. It's good that they finally came out and started to, verbalize what a lot of the community's saying, and they taken it to heart. I'm a little disappointed in the amount of content, and honestly, I'm not one that cares about the voiceover person. So,
I think that's key.
I think that's more of because the blog post, like again, going back to that blog post, like the whole blog post was like, here are things that you've said about the game, like blah 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 blah. Put back Jeff's voice, desyncing, like all the problems that like this
people
fucking
complained
list.
About. Yes,
it had this huge list, and then they as this blog post continues, they break down every single one. Yeah. And they answer everything like for every single
part of it was
complaint.
Like the volume of some things are too soft. Like it was literally complaints down to that level.
So one of them was about Jeff's voice. They're like, why? Because I noticed it too. Like, why is his voice not in Big Team, but it's in the other spots? Like, it doesn't. I don't understand. And they had some like rationale behind it because we think that you should hear your AI in that mode. Like what? Like, what kind of who's making decisions over there? Anyway, they realized and okay, we'll put him back in Big Team. So that's where that one comes from. But there was like a whole bunch, and I don't know how we want to do this because the next story. Do we want to go to the next story? Or?
Sure, let's go to the next story.
Okay, so Halo Infinite dev explains lengthy forge delay, promises generational leap forward. Now, this one wasn't particularly in the blog that they do mention it, but this one actually came from an interview with who was it with? Was it with what's his name? I'm trying to scan through the article. Joe Staten? Wasn't this with Joe Staten?
It might have been with Joe Staten, yeah.
Halo Infinite dev explains the forge delay, promised generational leap forward. It'll be worth the wait, says 343 to fans eagerly waiting the mode.
So it's a generational leap, but we leaped console generations. Right?
I mean, I think they're talking about like how Forge mode will have way more options than we've ever seen
Like
before.
a different UI and a different.
Yeah, like it's going to be a generational leap.
Yeah, not just a generational console
Correct.
generational leap. Yeah, yeah.
We're going to make it
Like
more convenient for you by charging you for packs of pieces, so you don't have all those extra pieces you don't want to use.
Mm-hmm.
You want a wall over here? $3.
$3.
Real money.
There's no.
You just
there's no
built the
fact that
best
they're going to
map
be charging
for
us for.
$1,000. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, we have no proof that they're going to charge for map pack parts.
No.
But I just.
I've seen some of the shit that's been leaking out because, from what I understand, they have invited people from the Forge community into this early testing thing that they have.
Oh, like people that have
for
used
Forge?
Forge previously.
Yeah, and I don't know who it is, but someone's been leaking shit because like every once in a while I'll see stuff on Reddit where they're showing like some of the things you can do, and like it's pretty interesting. Like what you can add, like what's available to you from the sandbox.
Like what kind of stuff is different than the previous Forge?
Like I saw a video where a guy like put a turret from like a working turret from the campaign. And I was like, "Whoa, wow! Like you can do that? Like robots that have like working mech robots."
Wow.
Like I've seen some pretty crazy shit. So when I saw this like Generational Leap 4, I was like, "Yeah, they're definitely upping their game for Forge."
The only, if it was generational, if I use that term and I'm looking for something, I would think more of a fluidity of the pieces that you use, that you can actually change the shape and size or slant, of
I'm sure those
individual
options
pieces
are all
and
gonna
stuff
be
like
there.
that. So I'm like that, because a wall's a wall or a cliff face is a cliff face, but if you can change different peaks of that cliff face or something like that, make them more robust or thinner or something like that, that might be generational. But
just based on the campaign,
who knows? There might be
assume that's definitely in there because the campaign.
They might have They might have a terrain editor for all we know. Like that would be generational because we never had. The only way you could get around doing terrain before was like blending in like large pieces of rocks. Like it was awful.
Yeah.
And like, do you remember when they used to put like two flat pieces together or like overlapping, even though they were the same height, but overlapping? You still got to
see where the texture gap was.
Yeah.
So
I bet they fixed all that shit. Like if that's what they're saying is generational, like I'm sure all those Forge tropes that we've encountered in the past have probably been dealt with. Because that's the only way you can really, what's the word?
Say generational.
Like, accept as a viable map option.
Yeah.
Like I remember when MLG adopted that one Forge map. I think it was called Onslaught.
Yep.
It was like the symmetrical.
Yep.
That was the most ghetto looking map they had ever built. I'm sorry whoever made it. I think it was Salad, which we've had on the show before. No offense, but like compared to the OG maps, like that one was a sore thumb. Like it looked like somebody just taped it together. And it was the most popular Forge map probably ever.
No, probably ever.
Because like they were used in the pro scene, but it was just like I always thought that it just made the game look bad. Like when it was being shown in esports, because it was like this makeshift map, but now maybe they fix it and people will be able to do like studio level map designs.
Yeah.
Has Forge ever had like map changing events, like a giant pillar falls over, or you can put a bridge down, or anything like that?
I mean, Halo doesn't
maybe
have
there's. Well, I know
Halo doesn't have that.
Halo barely had that. Like if you think back, like there were maps where you could push a button and a garage door opened. Or like that was the extent of that. Or the Halo 2 map with the two bases on the side and the tower in the middle, where you could drop the shields in front of the bases.
Okay.
Very minimal.
I mean, so that could be the generational thing that they have map changing event type things or something like that. So
Yeah.
All right, and then the last piece of Halo news that they also touch upon in the blog post is that Halo Infinite will be getting content inspired from the Halo TV show.
Oh yeah.
Now showing on Paramount Plus.
Loving it on Paramount Plus. Yeah.
There will be nods back and forth between the two in the future. And this also came from Joe Staten, I think. If I'm not. Oh no, Jared. Oh,
Yeah,
Jared said
yeah.
this in an interview. Okay.
Yeah, this
All
was
right.
the Jared thing. Yeah.
This was the Jared one. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, duh. Like I don't understand why it's not already. Like, how did they not coincide this shit? That's my point of view from this. Like, how do you not already do this? And like, like where is this content? Like, you should have. Like, it's a no-brainer. Like, you should,
Well, to us
cross
it
promote.
is, but to them it was like the Halo show is in a different timeline, the Silver timeline. It's
Yeah,
not
that
related
means
to-
that Halo fans aren't gonna watch the show.
But
Like,
Halo
who is
fans
gonna
have been-
watch the show?
Halo
Halo
fans have been
fans.
falling for the show now, and people that
Yeah,
may
so
say
why
the
wouldn't-
first episode are balls deep in the second episode. So, I'm fucking loving this show. I just wish it all dropped at once. Jesus,
No, nobody likes that.
I just like it for completionism.
Jesus.
are we okay spoiling the show at least a little bit, or are we going to say
After
no
show.
spoilers at this point?
After show.
This, I would like to see a map based upon that area that they went to in the second episode. That's all I'll say right now.
Sure.
I think that would be interesting. Multi levels, different areas, and things like that to go to, and
Even that in the first episode, I wouldn't mind that level.
Yeah,
yeah, the outpost base thing.
Yeah.
on the
Why
planet.
not?
Yep, that we're not talking about. Yep. I don't even know why. Like, anyone that watches this show should be fucking caught up on Halo. This will be the last week that we acquiesce to your laziness. Okay, that show comes out on Wednesdays. You can watch it. We do Mondays. By the time you get this show anywhere else, it's Wednesday through Saturday. So,
Some people wait until the whole season is dropped, Derek.
well, we're never
but-
going to acquiesce to those people. That's dumb.
Well, that's insensitive to those people.
Well, that's
What
we
if
are.
we
Those
ha-
people
what
that are
if-
waiting
what if
halfway
a-
through the episode so they can get the free month of Paramount Plus, so they can binge the first half and then watch the second half, are probably just sitting here waiting, listening to us.
Yeah. No, we're not fans of those people. Sorry.
What if those people are potential sponsors? They work for a company and they're looking for someone to podcast to sponsor, and boom, we just offended them because they like to wait until the season drops.
Well, the kind of sponsors we want are the kind that dropped at once.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Paramount Plus was going to be our sponsor, but we just ruined it.
no, we fucked it. All right. Well, I guess that wraps up our gaming news. If you want to comment on this gaming news at all, call us 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@tooledplay.com. You can also comment on this episode's thread in the Tool to Play homepage. And sponsors, Paramount Plus. If we had them, we'd pimp them here, but we don't, so we won't. But Paramount Plus, if you want to reach out to us, we fucking love this Halo show. We'll pimp it. Just do it. If someone out there also wants to sponsor us that's anti the Halo show, just let us know, and we'll sell out for you too. So you just pay us, and we'll sell your ad copy. We're just mostly driven by the money, to be honest. So, please, it's been too long since we got paid. Far too long. Selden's smiling, but he's crying inside.
I've never seen a red cent.
So, Twitter us up. You can find everything Tool Player is at twitter.com/tooltoplay. Everything podcast related at twitter.com/still_got_game. Facebook of the fuck out of us, facebook.com/tooltoplay. We also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/tooltoplay. That's where we archive all of our video content, whether it's this show, Hits Quick Hits, Tiff's Immature Interviews, Selden's Dick Cam. Any of those shows are all on youtube.com/tooltoplay. So go there, subscribe, and you will not be disappointed in the vast archive of VOD content that you have there. Please rate and review the podcast in iTunes. Give us 5 stars. Write something nice. I'm sure that Androidiots have some kind of weird store for them too. Where you can get podcasts, give us 5 stars or whatever on their Android thing, and write something nice there if they even accept writing.
Yeah, you just can't help it, man.
I can't. I can't.
You can't hold back, man.
No.
It's not possible.
No, there will never be a point where we're sponsored by Android. So yeah, we've cut them off. So please go rate and review us. We also have a Twitch channel for this show. Twitch.tv/still_got_game. That's where we broadcast the show live, one of the many places. We have a Discord channel where you can chat with the celebrities on this show. So if you go to discord.me/stillgotgame, that's discord.me/stillgotgame. Sign us up there and hop on in, chat with Selden all day long, chat with Hitman sometimes, chat with me a little less, chat with Electrify a little less than that, and chat with Yontdog. Never. So just do it up and join us and chat with us. So guys, what do you want to pimp this week, Hit?
Yeah, if you're looking for me on social, you can just hit up my Linktree. I'm at Linktree/i6hitman. All my stuff is there: Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, everything. Have at it. Selden,
Deep dive.
where can they find you?
You can find me anywhere on the socials under Selden007, or you can go to my Linktree and find me there as well, and it has all my links to all my socials there. How about you, Derek?
Well, if you go to my Linktree /Derek Nolan, not only is all my shit there, but all of the show shit that I previously mentioned during this episode are also there. So linktr.ee/Derek Nolan. You can get all of my stuff and all the show stuff. I guess before we end this show, I want to remind you all, you can join us each every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific at youtube.com/tooltoplay, facebook.com/tooltoplay, and twitch.tv/still_got_game. And on that, why don't we wrap this pre-3 holiday weeks episode up? I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am Roger the Hitman.
I am Chris Selden, 007 Selden.
Party time.